Hi everyone and welcome to another Mums and Murders special edition of Couples Who Kill. So this month it's February and we've already done one couple, which was the Ken and Barbie killers, and next we are moving on to the Thrill killers. Basically, as their name goes, they enjoy the thrill. And so I hope everybody is keeping well. It's February, it's Valentine's, it's Shrove / Pancake Tuesday, which is probably more big of a deal in this house than Valentine's actually is. So yeah, I hope that everybody is having a lovely February, and I hope that you all enjoy this next couple who murdered. So having said that, let's just get stuck in. This is the Thrill Killers. Sit back, relax, and enjoy every bit of it. So this is Ben and Erika Sifrit. I hope I got that right. I'm very sorry. I'm not very good at names, but I think that's how you pronounce it. Erika, she was born in February of 1978, and Benjamin, or Ben or BJ, he was born in October 1977. Both born, one was born in Pennsylvania, one was born in Esterville, and they were both married in 1998 at 20 years of age. So we'll start with Erika. Erika was an only child. She came from an extremely wealthy family. She was a star basketball player in high school. She was a full honor roll student, and she did really well. She went to Mary Washington's University on a partial scholarship, and again she did extremely well there as well, both in athletics and in academia, and she managed to graduate in 2000 with a degree in history. Erika definitely appeared to be someone who just had it all: friends, family, good money behind her, very smart, very athletic, but very easily led, according to her other friends, very easily led. So that is Erika, and she fell for the wonderful, we're going to call him Ben, but he went by Ben or BJ, but we're going to call him Ben. Ben's childhood, slightly similar, probably not as much money to Erika's, so nothing abnormal when they were growing up. Ben, however, he wasn't great in high school, academia wise, but he managed to, actually, before he enlisted in the Navy, which was his end job, he enlisted in the Navy. He was actually a locksmith, and a good locksmith at that too, but we'll touch more on that later on. And then he enlisted in the Navy, and he did really well. Really was one of his, it just was his thing. He enlisted in the Navy, he got into the Navy SEALs, and he graduated or finished in that first in his class. And he really was a natural at it. Now, he did like party hard, and then it was almost like he was testing himself. So he would like party till like 4 a.m, maybe have to get up at 5. Whereas the other guys, they were maybe going to bed at 8 to be up, so that they could keep up with him through the day. So that's the type of person that Ben was. You know, he pushed everything to the extreme to get that sort of adrenaline rush. And that's really the majority of his problems. That need for this adrenaline rush that he took to the extreme in the wrong direction. So that'll bring us on to Ben and Erika. 2 years after he graduated, he met Erika. She was actually still in university at the time. They met at a bar. Erika became kind of obsessed with Ben, but you know, he met her once, and then he was kind of like, I met you, like, we're good, see you later. And then Erika would find herself at a lot of parties with the Navy man trying to find Ben, I think. So a few weeks later then, I think she met him at another party, and he was like, yeah, okay, I kind of like you. And 3 weeks after that, 3 weeks after that, they decided to go and get married. 3 weeks. Craziness. Anyway, all seemed to be going quite well at first. Erika was very settled into married life. Ben, of course, he got bored very, very quickly, and things started to go downhill very quickly. Well, when you only know someone for about 5 weeks in total, that will happen. Erika, she got diagnosed with anxiety and OCD, and it was quite bad. Before she left the house, she'd have to double check everything, or triple check, or quadruple check. And Ben, he would decide that when he realised she was sort of halfway down the road, or actually just near in work, to message her and be like, are you sure you locked this? Are you sure you turned that off? She would have to turn back and go and check that everything was done. That's the type of person he was. That shows you, like, she was married to this man, and that's the type of person that he was. Things they went from bad to worse. They had sort of stopped being romantic in their marriage, and when Erika confronted him, Ben was like, sex just really isn't for me. It doesn't give me that thrill. It doesn't give me the excitement. It doesn't make me happy. Of course, Erika, I'm sure, was standing there going, huh? And he's like, this maddens me. But I'm very willing to take time out of my day to have sex with you if that's what makes you happy. Yep. Ben, what Ben should have been saying to Erika is, oh, having sex with you doesn't make me happy, doesn't give me the thrill. However, the girl I'm seeing, actually, it's giving me that thrill because I'm doing it behind your back and I am enjoying the sneakiness of it all. So a few weeks later, Ben, he left his laptop line open at emails between him and his mistress, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. Now, this could have been accidental. However, I don't think that it was. Between Ben's Navy training and just how he is as a general person, I don't think that leaving those emails line open for Erika to see was an accident. However, he was fuming when she seen them. So she seen them. She messaged the other woman. The other one confirmed it. Yes, I'm sleeping with blah, blah, blah. And Erika fell into the deepest, darkest depression. She was devastated. This man was her world. And she was absolutely devastated. You would think this would make Ben become a bit more shameful, remorseful, guilty, looking at this woman, his wife, who is now lying in her bed, can't get out of it because of his actions. No. Ben got angry. He was angry at Erika for the way she was acting. How dare you be upset that I've cheated on you? He was livid with the other woman. I mean, livid. And I'm going to read you what he sent her because I want to get it right. It is not pleasant. And it is not for little ears. Although none of this is for little ears, so disclaimer, don't have children about you when you're listening to this video. So let me get this right. So when he found out that Erika had been in contact with the woman, this was his email to the woman that he had been sleeping around with. Hey bitch, you better tell my wife I never fucked you, because if you don't, I'll drive down to Arkansas, amputate your bastard kids with a butcher's knife, board up your windows and doors, and then burn your house down. Then he signed it, your worst enemy, BJ. How scary for this woman. Remember I said he was a locksmith? He could literally sneak into her house in the middle of the night, and he would, and do these things. He's a trained Navy SEAL. He's an expert locksmith. He used to go into his friends' houses when they weren't home, pick their locks, and then he would go and just sit there waiting for them to come home. It just doesn't bear really thinking about, So I think obviously that dwindled out. That relationship just dwindled to the ground. However, Erika, she managed to forgive him, which is fine. That's her husband. That's her choice. But this created more anxiety in Erika, and she was like, she just could not be apart from Ben. Which, if you're a wife of a Navy SEAL or any army for that matter, I'm sure it's not easy. And they would have to go to base, they would have to go on tours, you're apart for quite a time. And she was like, no, I need to come with you, let me know where you're going. No, like she couldn't do those things. But this is what she kept asking him, like, I want to come with you, I want to be in with you. And he's like, you can't. But she warmed down, and one night he managed to sneak her onto the base, past all that security, sneak her onto the base, and then they decided to sit and get high while in his room. Of course, you're in a room, there's a lot of other people. Well, I don't know if there's other people in the room, but there's other people on the base. They obviously caught wind, and they did get caught, and he was reprimanded for that one, and he had to work hard to regain all the hard work that he had done. This just wasn't good enough for Erika. She really was like, no, that's it. You're done. You're done with the Navy SEALs. You need to be finished. No more of this. So she had told, they sat and they had a discussion. And Ben explained to her that actually it's just not that easy to get an honourable discharge. It's not like you hand your notice into work and then you leave. It takes a couple of months for this to happen. And they then decided that actually what would happen is they would get Ben dishonourably discharged. So he was coming up with this was like the biggest challenge. He's coming up with all these crazy ideas. He wasn't showing up. He was leaving base when he shouldn't be, making phone calls. He was pissing off, senior officers left, right and centre. And I think that's what it was. That was the final nail in the coffin. He pissed off a senior officer one time or tried to pick a fight with him. I can't remember. And that was it. That was at that point he was done. And he was dishonourably discharged, which I still think is like crazy. If you work that hard, why would you want, why? Why? But that's it. So here they both are, sitting at home, unemployed. What's their next move? Nobody has a job, nobody's any money coming in. So of course, let's open a scrapbooking store. I think it was like scrapbooking and memorabilia and maybe stationery, things like that. And this was all sort of bankrolled, I think, by Erika's dad. Erika, she did love scrapbooking. That was one of her things growing up. She scrapbooked everything, and her whole life with Ben had been scrapbooked so far. So I suppose her next move naturally was a scrapbooking store, never mind the degree in history that she had or anything like that. But Erika was thrilled. She was over the moon because Ben was with her 24/7. Ben, as I'm sure you can imagine, by this stage is now getting quite bored. Owning a scrapbook store is nothing like being in the Navy, and he is bored. And he just, I don't even know if he turns up to work. He parties it out. He parties hard. And to be fairly honest with you, Erika parties quite hard with him. But the excitement of the partying doesn't last long, and they need to move on to the next thrill. The next thrill is high-speed car chases. Of course. Why didn't you think of that? That again doesn't last too much longer, and off we go to the next thing, which is committing robberies. Remember our expert locksmith? So him and Erika used to break into buildings, steal stuff from one shop and then sell it on and make their own profit. They also broke into Hooters. Erika had apparently quite the obsession with Hooters, and she collected all their memorabilia, and they broke into Hooters all over the place and stole memorabilia. I'm as shocked as you are, but that's the next thing. Again, the excitement of this wears off quickly, and the next step, of course, is owning exotic pets. That's logically the next move. So I think it's 4 snakes and a crocodile. 4 large snakes and a crocodile. So Bonnie and Clyde, Hev and Hitler, because Ben loved Hitler. He had a swastika tattooed on his chest, and then a crocodile, because who doesn't need a crocodile? Excuse me, scratching my nose. Again, the thrill of these wore off very, very quickly, and Ben then decided he wanted to be a dad. Well, yep, because these two need to be a dad. Parents. These two need to be parents. That is again logically the next step. Parenthood. Having a baby. Although a baby is a beautiful adventure. It really is. It wasn't long then before Erika fell pregnant, and she was quite happy about it. Ben seemed happy about it till they were about 3 or 4 months in, and then he was bored. He had had enough. Although I reckon this may have been a plan in his head all along, and he told Erika that either she went and got an abortion or he was going to pull that thing out of her with the end of a hanger. Nice. So next day he brought Erika to the clinic and she had an abortion. And when she left and got back into the car, he was like, "Congratulations, well done, you passed my test." And Erika was like, "Test? What test?" "My loyalty test." How heartbreaking, by this stage. Now, don't get me wrong, the majority of these things and the majority of those crimes, Erika was along for the ride. But how much of your mental strength has been weakened at this stage? He would torture her basically. He had affairs. He tortured her with did you close this? Did you close that? That constant thinking in your mind. It was always one thing after another. We need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. There was never a chill moment with them. They were just constantly seeking the next thrill. And don't get me wrong, Erika went along with it. She is just as much a part of it, but I can't sometimes help but think oh, she was so happy to be pregnant, and he's just like, "Yeah, congratulations, you passed my test, my loyalty test." This woman is loyal. If you did not know this woman was loyal by now, something is wrong with you, mate, not her. But they just went back to normal after that. They went back to partying, running their little store, robbing. But again, that all soon just wasn't enough for Ben. And what happened next is the sort of the beginning of the end. So Ben, he decided, obviously they had a drug dealer, and he decided that he was going to murder his drug dealer because his drug dealer had sold him bleach powder instead of cocaine. So yeah, that's the next one. But they were also going around just openly shooting. He had a big gun collection, and Ben was also going around and openly shooting at signs, just like in the middle of the day, just trying to aim for signs. So yeah, they did that in the middle of the day. Then they did their drugs and stuff at night. And like I've said, the drug dealer sold them bleach powder instead of cocaine, and this sent Ben into such a rage. That's it. This drug dealer was dead. He had planned it out. In fact, he had planned it out so well that he went and he bought all the stuff that he needed to do it. So he bought acid, and the plan was to kill the drug dealer and then put his body in acid so that it would disintegrate. He even tested it all out with a rat to make sure that it was all going to work out. He never went through with it though. We're not quite sure why or what happened, but he actually didn't go through with it. But he did move on to other things. He bought the anarchists, guide. And in the book, it's like a cookbook for anarchists. I can't say that word. I'm going to stop now. And it's like a how-to on how to make bombs and grenades and things that people who are slightly unhinged books they shouldn't really have. Ben also wrote his own book on how to torture people in 130 ways. So that was his. So instead of murdering people, well, I suppose, you know what, if you're going to write it down, just don't follow through on it. So instead of murdering this guy, this is what he did. So I can't really, I don't know. I mean, I imagine to be in the Navy, there's a lot of psychological tests that you need to pass before you can enter into being. And it just baffles me that this man managed to pass. That's how scary this is. He managed to pass them all. Like, it's scary, I think. Like, was he not insane and then did the Navy make him go insane? Or was he that insane or that, not insane, but that, like, manipulative and clever that he knew how to pass those tests without being detected? I don't know. I just think it's scary that he managed to pass all those. But anyway, so this leads us to, in America, where they celebrate Memorial Day, and this leads us to Memorial Day weekend of 2002. When Ben and Erika, they decided to go on a lovely little getaway together to Maryland, Ocean City in Maryland, should I say. And they have a condo rented out, and they go out sightseeing, and they go partying like they normally do. And they go to a club, and the club is called Secrets, and they are just partying away, and then they meet another couple. Sadly for the other couple, they meet Joshua Ford and Jeannie Crutchley. Now, Joshua was 32 and Jeannie was 51. But they were a couple. They were just a couple out enjoying their Memorial Day weekend, just as Ben and Erika were. So they got to talking and they clicked really well, and Ben and Erika invited them back to their condo for some after party drinks and whatever else. So back to the condo they go, and they're all having a few drinks. They're all in the hot tub, and Erika suddenly jumps up and she's like, oh, my handbag, where's my handbag? This, unfortunately, is a code word. So Ben, he gets up and reacts, and he's like, you stole my wife's handbag, da da da. And Jeannie and Joshua are just sitting there like, no, like we didn't, like everybody needs to calm down. But Ben, he pulls out his gun and he's pointing it at them, and no, we didn't. And they're frightened, and they run to the bathroom and close and lock the door. Obviously they're really frightened at this point. Unfortunately, it makes no difference. Ben, he shoots through the bathroom door and he hits Joshua straight in the head, and Joshua dies instantly. This leaves poor Jeannie in that bathroom all by herself with her dead boyfriend on the floor beside her. I'm sure frightened, heartbroken, trying to think of a way to get out of it, and no, they bust through that door, and the two of them actually stab her to death. And I wish that they just stopped there but they did not. So Ben, he sends Erika out to the shop to get like cleaning supplies, bin bags, sort of anything to help clear up the mess, the sheer massacre that they have created, because it was messy and it was about to get a lot worse. So Erika goes to the shop, picks up all the stuff she needs, comes back, and Ben is standing there holding the decapitated heads. He's also extremely aroused by this as well. So, standing there holding the two heads, he's like, take a picture, I want to send my Navy SEAL buddies this. I'm like, why? So, she did that. Then he brought the bodies over to the hot tub. I'm going to give you a very big warning here. This is not pleasant. Ben, he commits necrophilia with our Jeannie's head. And then when he's done, he continues to dismember the bodies, cutting off one of their legs. I'm not sure which body he cut the leg off. Holds it up to Erika and is like, can we cook this? Can we have this for dinner? And this whole time, Erika's just standing there watching him. So they clean everything up, I suppose, as much as they possibly could clean up, and they go to bed, get up the next morning, and go about their day, go sightseeing. And Erika is wearing a necklace, and on her necklace is Joshua's ring. There's actually pictures of her. I'll put one in, of her out sightseeing with this necklace that it has Joshua's ring on it. Just horrific. Also, by the time they're out and stuff, the word that Joshua and Gina are missing has already gone out there, and posters and stuff are starting to go up that they have been missing and nobody's heard from them and things like that. They don't care. They're going about their day. They go sightseeing. They go partying again the next night, and that is where they run into another couple, Melissa and Justin. And about 4 days later, they meet Melissa and Justin, and sorry, they just go on about their holiday as if they've done nothing wrong, and they just do the same things. They're sightseeing, they're partying, they're sightseeing, they're partying. 4 days, literally 4 days. They've just killed, and 4 days later, they're like, they need that thrill again. They need that hit again. Oh, that's insane. Anyway, so 4 days, they meet Melissa and Justin. Same thing, meet them at the club, come back to our house, our condo, for drinks and the hot tub. Same thing all over again. Erika jumps up my handbag. Where's my bag? Ben pulls out the gun. And, but Ben gets distracted, or maybe he's sort of reliving what he did, but he grabs Erika and takes her to the bedroom instead. And Melissa and Justin are like, let's get out of here. And they manage to escape and leave. Thankfully, they manage to escape and leave. But of course, what do Ben and Erika do best? Well, Ben and Erika rob. They rob best, and they decided that while they were there, they were going to go to the local Hooters and steal some stuff. So, unfortunately, or fortunately, for everybody else in the world, Ben and Erika didn't realise that this Hooters actually had a silent alarm, and they tripped it when they were going into Hooters. And the police, they come and they catch them red-handed, pardon my pun. And it is glorious, because what happens after that is just karma for Erika and Ben. So Erika, they're obviously getting arrested, and Erika is having a panic attack, and she's like, I need my Xanax, I need my Xanax. And the police is like, right, okay, I'll get it for you. And he goes into her, I don't know what went through her head at this point. He goes into her handbag. Out falls 5 shot bullets, or spent bullets. Joshua and Jeannie's ID passes, and they're like, okay, so anything else you want to tell us? You know, the police were like, so they have something to do with their disappearance, most definitely. And that's basically how they got caught. Police then go to their condo. There, obviously, the physical evidence is unreal, because you can never, what they did, there was no way they were ever going to clean up all of that mess. And yeah, that was it. They were both arrested. Now, they had trials. They both had separate trials. And Ben's trial, he just blamed Erika on everything. He said he didn't shoot, and he wasn't the one that killed Joshua. That was Erika. And he just blamed absolutely everything on Erika. And actually, he got acquitted of Joshua's murder. Yeah. But he did get 38 years for the killing of Jeannie. He should have got a lot more for other things as well, but he got 38 years for the killing of Jeannie. He was able to apply for parole in 2020. It was denied, thank God. And Erika, she took the complete fall for Joshua and Jeannie. So she got full life sentence, plus then an extra 20 years for Jeannie. So I don't think she's going to be out anytime soon either. And I would be surprised if Ben gets parole. I would really hope that they wouldn't release somebody like that back into the world. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. But that is the story of the Thrill Killers. That is Ben and Erika. I don't think that Erika was dragged along for any of it. I don't think that she was controlled by any stretch of the imagination. I think that she thoroughly enjoyed what she was getting into alongside Ben. I do, however, think he did enjoy diminishing her, and I do also think that he had a lot of problems that were not diagnosed, which is quite scary. But she was a fully willing participant. I don't think justice was served properly. They should have got charged with a number of offences when that story's there. You know, this should never ever be allowed out. Ever. That's my opinion. I'm going to stick to it. Tell me what your opinion is. What do you think? Do you think Erika was a willing participant? Do you think that she wasn't? Do you think that maybe she was just that controlled or brainwashed by Ben, that maybe she didn't have control over what she was doing? I don't. I personally think she knew. She was very willing. She also scrapbooked those murders as well. Can I just, sorry, that was I completely forgot about that. She had time to scrapbook the murder. So Ben holding the heads and things, like, she had time to put this all in a scrapbook in the 4 days. Mind blown. Mind blown. So yes, that is another episode of Mums and Murder. Look forward to bringing you the next one, and I think there'll be 4 this month, so one every weekend. I hope you have an absolutely lovely weekend and enjoy your pancakes next week, and I will see you all very, very soon, and thank you very much for listening. Bye.